Yeah! All right. All right, welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 20,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance. Now, why would we want to do that? Wayne, why would we want to plan in advance? Well, because trading is risky. It's not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. But please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term. Never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Hello, my name is Wayne. It's nice to see you. Welcome to Forex.Today. Pip Pirates, Pip Pirates. Hey, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It's going to be a good one. All right, today, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to look at gold, oil, and Bitcoin, dollar pairs, yen pairs. Good enough, right? Good enough. Or we can just cover the pairs that you want to cover. I'm okay with that. You let me know you're the boss. Simple enough, right? Hey, make sure you click the thumbs up button. Would you do that? Tell YouTube this is quality content. I'd appreciate that. Also, if you look at the description below the live stream here, let me pull that up. I guess this is us here. Yeah, cool. So you go click more. You'll see that there are links to resources that you will find helpful. Trustworthy and ethical foreign exchange broker. Yeah. Would you like a broker that doesn't trade against you? Yeah. Trader's Way. Epically good. Epically good. How about learning how to trade? You want to learn how to trade? How about 100 hours of videos for 88 bucks? Okay? Yay! Very good. How about a free lecture on trading stocks? By the way, for those that are in the course, I really do want to add more videos to that course. I want to do some more lectures. So it may not actually be over. It might be slow. I'll get a few more in there, but I think about it all the time. And there's some other things I want to say. So anyways, there's an entire course. I think, what do we do, about 9 hours in that course? Well, here's one of the lectures are for free. Very cool. Very cool. Anyways, check all this out. Wonderful resources available to you. Love them. Love them. Use them and love them. Style says, hey, I like the sweater. You like the sweater? You like that? It looks like Harry Potter, but yeah, it's a Harvard Business School. Yeah. Anywho, where do we want to start? Well, Bitcoin is smoking hot. Remember, January 10th, Bitcoin becomes legitimate. So people are front running that. And it's happening, baby. So, here's what happened. We kicked off the daily 21. 21 and done, baby. Forever 21. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Up, and then sideways until the 21, then up, then sideways to the 21, and now up. What do you think? We're probably going to hit 50 or 60 soon, huh? Yeah, probably. Okay. Beautiful, huh? What a nice little move. Taking a look at gold. Okay, we're at the upper bounds of the range. Okay, we're using this top as support now. That's if dollar weakness continues. Okay. By the way, it just occurred to me, I'm supposed to do a quarterly outlook, right? Oh my God. Do you want me to do a quarterly outlook? How many people? Yeah, you would? Remember, I charge $10. Yeah? You got to buy me a beer. Except that, yeah. No, whiskey, actually. By the way, I bought that Metallica whiskey, blackened. I really liked it. It doesn't say Metallica anywhere on the bottle and all that kind of stuff, which I appreciate. So it's like not a celebrity Alcohol? Okay. Angel says it's traditional at this point. Well, it's work. It's work. But it's tradition. Yeah. All right. I'll try to get that on my schedule. It's got to be soon, though, is what I'm thinking. Yeah, so anyways, gold. So one of the things I would talk about is, whether gold would go up or not. And, there's justification both ways on this one, which makes it interesting, of course. Hang on, my phone is beeping. I got kids at home today. I just want to make sure there's no emergency or something. No, it seems fine. Cool. All right. So, just notice that we are right in the moving averages and we are on top of a role reversal. Okay. So if we drop below the 21 over the next couple of days, that it becomes technically interesting. It hasn't happened yet, so I may continue to be, let's say, on the medium term, since I'm looking at daily candles. Even if this falls for 2 days, it's still technically bullish on that time frame. So it could drop 15 or 20 bucks and still be bullish. But on a smaller time frame, there might be some neat opportunities if you were day trading this. See, if you're day trading this on a 5-minute or a 15, it's a much different story. So you got to find where in time you are. Sounds like a weird statement, right? Where in time you are. If you study how GPS works, that thing in your car that tells you how directions? Guess what? The satellite communicating with the ground communications, right? Whatever you call the ground stuff. The satellite is trying to figure out where in time you are, not where on Earth you are. And then from that, it can figure out where on Earth you are, which is interesting. See, if you have let's say a clock on Earth and like at sea level, and you have a clock at the top of Mount Everest, there's actually a difference in time, but it's so small that you can't perceive it. But if you have a clock at sea level and a clock on a satellite in space, there is enough time difference that you have to account for the difference in time. And so that difference in time, where in time you are, the satellite knows its time, then it figures out your time, and then can figure out where in time you are. Anyways, whatever. So you got to figure out what time you're trading. Is it a daily chart? Is it a weekly chart? Or is it a 15-minute chart? And you may get different answers to what you're trying to do. So the question here is sell area. You wouldn't buy there, right? You could buy there. Yes, you could. Absolutely, you could. Because of this. And because, the moving averages are currently doing that, and we're currently above here. Okay? Would I sell here? No. Okay? Not on this time frame, not with that setup. Remember, this is your selling price, 2,100. Not 2066. Okay? So what I would probably want to see on a higher time frame, remember I'm talking about this time frame, okay? I want to see a reversal pattern first. And then even then, this chart, the way I have it set up, still looks like that. So according to what I'm reading here on this weekly chart, see this time frame? This time frame says we can drop $100 and it would have no bearing on my outlook. Not a problem. It could even drop as much as 150 and doesn't change a dang thing for me. Now, on a 15-minute chart, you might say $150 drop. Yeah, well, look, this is a $100 drop. It wouldn't change anything for me. Wouldn't change anything for me. But once again, if you're on this chart, okay, it's different, isn't it? All right. But I might argue, so again, the question I was given here is you wouldn't buy here, right? Question mark. I definitely could. Yes, I definitely could. Okay. I might want to throw in some help here. I can add my biased pivots and say, give me a bullish opportunity daily. Midpoints, yes. Okay. And I can see that we've already gone full circle. So if we go back through this analysis, okay, this morning there was in Asia, so last night, there was an opportunity to be a buyer. And the target was here. So that trade's dead. And then London opened and we were already at target. So the London boys dropped it. And now we're back at sort of re-entry. Could the New York boys buy low? Could that be a plan for the New Yorkers? Remember, the trade of the day is buy low or sell high. So buy low, sell low, high. There could be a buy low. I'm not saying, so that, again, I'm answering this question. You wouldn't buy there. Well, someone would. For sure they would. Okay? And they're thinking this target. So we don't know if it will, but if you were a bull, okay, what do bulls, okay, bulls buy, okay, double bottoms and higher lows, correct? So this could be a bottom. And I've already identified it as a roll reversal. So it's possible, yeah. Ashraf says, how do you get these indicators? Investorbootcamp.com. They're given to you with your membership. Okay. Talks about it here. Okay, 100 hours of training videos, live trading groups, supported community, charting and trading tools, included with your $88 per year memberships. Wow. Included with your $88 per year. Okay, hundreds of chart templates, indicators, and EAs. Wow, my developer. I need to double check people all the time, don't I? Anyways, it's broken English, but yeah. There you go. Happy New Year! So, yeah, there you go. All right. So, you see, so somebody might say that a base is forming. So this was a buy zone, and this was a buy zone, so it's falling. And then this is a buy zone, so it's falling. But the next buy zone might end up being higher, and the next one over that would be higher, right? So someone might say, well, down, lower high, right, down, and then you get this higher high, and we might be now doing this. So again, I'm answering this question. You wouldn't buy there, right? Yeah, you totally could. Yeah, you could. Yeah. Yeah, you totally could. Do bears sell lower highs? Not often. See, there's two highs that would be important to that analysis. And again, it has to do with where in time you are. Are you on a daily chart or a 15-minute chart? So on a 15-minute chart, you have, okay, this high. Suddenly we have a higher high relative to this high. Okay, so you have this. But on a daily chart or a 4-hour chart, no, this is the high. Okay. So you get in this idea that eventually there's like fib wars where buyers are buying here and sellers are selling here because we're still below that. And this is where you get that sort of battle. So that's why when I back out onto a higher time frame, to me, this looks supportive. Okay. So if I was going to be a bear, I don't really like the setup, but nonetheless, I could do one of these and say like this high had to do with the fact that it was all sort of European money. We didn't get any American dollars and the markets are just opening and all that kind of stuff. Also, if you look at seasonality, you might find that there's something going, dollar could appear to get strong, and that has nothing to do with your gold. Okay? So anywho, now switching over. Interesting, right? Yeah, for sure. Target is $74.12. Gold, oil, Bitcoin. Stock market, beautiful, amazing, beautiful move. Hero says, what do you mean dollar gets strong seasonally? If you become a member of QuantBox, and I already did my QuantBox meeting today, one of the many tools that it provides you, like for example, here's S&P 500. One of the major tools is right here in the middle called seasonality. And it shows you month by month by month by month over 20 years, using 20 years of data. It shows you, is January typically an up day or an up month or a down month? And under the seasonality tool, is there, there's no image of it here. under the seasonality tool, which is part of QuantBox, it even shows you week by week. So you could find out, for example, does the S&P 500 typically come down in the first week of January, or does it typically go up in the week of January, first week of January? So Hero, if you don't know that, you're at a massive disadvantage. If you have nothing that sort of, I mean, it doesn't predict the future, it tells you what happens on average. So if you don't have the ability to, I don't know, plan ahead, then you're only reactionary. Okay, Hero? And QuantBox helps you prepare for possibilities in advance. So you have to look at possibilities and probabilities and 5-year averages and 20-year averages. But then you still have to think about, well, there's a change in the Fed cycle potentially coming. There's an election potentially coming. So how, where are we in these averages? But the thing is, if you don't know anything about what's normal, then you're always going to be reactionary, which means you jump out of the way after the bus runs you over. It's not an efficient or effective way of managing your money. Okay. All right. So anywho, nice moves. Let me try to get rid of that. Is it going to let me? No. Sometimes these things are difficult. Come on, don't be difficult. There we go. Cool. Cool. Just looking at the year, been a great year. It's going to be a very interesting. Jumbo. Going to be very, very interesting, I think. Let's do some dollar pairs. Ooh, I clicked on the wrong dollar pairs, but I guess we can do this one. Okay. Dollar strong. Okay. Does anyone remember me telling you the first week of January the dollar is going to be strong? How many people have heard me say it 25 times? Can anybody confirm that? You've heard from me 25 times that the US dollar would be strong this week? Yeah. Yeah. Sweet. Lovely. Okay. All right. Now, maybe it's only one day. Maybe it's the next 4 weeks. Well, we still have to do our job. But it's, kind of going to Hero's point, like if you don't know it's probably going to happen, how can you plan for it? Well, you can't. Okay? You can't. Yeah. A lot of volatility in the last days there. I can tell you some good money went into the Canadian dollar. So there might be some interesting opportunities somewhere. Okay, somewhere. So maybe if you're going to stay away from the dollar, maybe you do some cross pairs this week. Okay, so Canada has some up, loonie, right? There's some bid on the loonie. Pretty decent, I think it was a decrease in sellers and an increase in buyers. So a good net change. And if I remember, it was more than 7% week over week. And you see it here. And so maybe like Euro CAD might be an interesting one, right? So maybe if you're going to stay away from dollar pairs, maybe you do some crosses. Okay. So this is not EuroCAD, but this is Euro Aussie. I've been short this one for an entire month. A month. Cool. So what about CAD? Is there an opportunity for the CAD to pick up something similar? Okay. Well, it depends if that's what you're trying to do. Okay. So we knew that this period here led to the 7% increase in the purchases of Canadian dollar. And having known that, the only way you would really know that, I mean, you could do the work yourself or you've subscribed to QuantBox. And, so the setup could be, this way. We know technically, right? We know technically this is the sell zone. Okay, so, lower high, lower low, role reversal, right? Straight out of the training course, right? But on top of that, the Canadian dollar is getting strong and that you can see Euro's getting weak. Okay? And again, you're like, what do you mean you can see Euro's getting weak? Well, you go back to the currency indices. Okay, Euro's coming down, CAD's going up. Okay. So Hero says, can you look at a pair in which one is getting strong and the other is getting strong? My answer to you, Hero, is no. Why would I want to pair a strong currency with a strong currency? How come you're not doing Euro Swissy short? Euro down, Swissy up, right? So Hero, you're missing giant gaps in trading strategy. You might be really, really good tactically, Hero. Maybe you're a good scalper. You're really good at spot trades. Maybe you're really good trading for an hour at a time. But and please don't be insulted by this, okay? But based on your questions, you have a major gap strategically. But it can be fixed. You just don't know. You're just missing something. And so if you can improve your strategic analysis, I think it'll greatly improve your overall performance. Oh, I see. You're okay. Good. Well, then welcome. Yeah. I would recommend you sign up at Investor Bootcamp. It's not a lot of money, but it's a lot of training. It's a lot of work. There's nothing quick and easy. Okay? But it'll keep you on the right track. Okay? Morning. Spencer! So anyways, yeah. So this will save you guys a lot of time, right? Highlander says, or keep you off the, yeah, which is just as good, isn't it? Right? So it's very difficult for me to promise you success, right? Because there's a lot of things that go into trading that is very personal. But one of the things I know for sure is boot camp has always, going back 20 years of me doing boot camp, it's the first thing it does is it stops the pain. It stops the failure. It stops the bleeding. It stops the bad habits. Right? But how do you promise that? Right? But I mean, really, it's a phenomenal sort of instant return on your $88 is like, I don't know if you can succeed at this. I don't. But I can stop the pain. Is that worth 88 bucks? Yeah. Yeah. I can stop the pain. I can stop the bleeding. I can stabilize what you can do. I can remove the shame of failure. Yeah. Anyways. So money went into South African Rand. Okay, so money went into there recently, and we only see it on this little move here, but money did roll in, but it may be short-lived. Now, this is euro, which is probably better than dollar. But anyways, isolating just the South African Rand, their money moved into it. Maybe with this idea on the long run of dollar weakness lowers the debt burden of countries like South Africa. Now, Richard says he's done reading all the Bloomberg news and economic data. I would argue like, hey man, that's good. That's really nice. What you need to do is look at all the data on QuantBox. In fact, only the important data in QuantBox. So I have, oops, no, don't look at that. Where am I? Is this the right account? Probably, let's see, sent. So we are, so subscribers to QuantBox, they know that we're building AI to help you analyze all the stuff at QuantBox. And this is a Google account run by QuantBox. This is a sent message. Isn't that neat? And it's, right? And USD Rand became a little more bearish yesterday at 9:27 in the morning. Okay, you can see, oh, right? And Bitcoin yesterday at midnight became extraordinarily bullish. Let's look at that. Yesterday at midnight, QuantBox said, so now we got to go to commodities. Yesterday at midnight, let's try to get this close. Yesterday at midnight would have been like here. And then again at 7:30 in the morning, it once again said, whoa, 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 Bitcoin bullish. Wait, it was yesterday. What did I say? Yesterday midnight? Wait, these are hourlies. So yesterday midnight, yesterday at 7. That's probably closer to the truth, right? Wait, no. I was right. No, hang on. Let me try to get this. Yesterday midnight would have been this, and then yesterday 7 in the morning, probably closer to that. Cool. 12:20. No, that's wrong too. No, that's wrong. That's not the first. This is the first. Sorry, I'm way off. Sorry, slow. Yesterday midnight was here. I'll put it, yeah. Yesterday midnight, and then yesterday at 7 was probably in here somewhere. Anyways, so, by the way, I'm trying to line this up. Yesterday at midnight, Bitcoin ripper hot. Just turned ripper hot. From a 3 to a 7. And then again at 7:30 in the morning, ripper hot. Okay, 4 out of 7. It's getting more and more bullish. Anyways, it's nice though, right? So I got to work on the next, or not me, but the team is, they were away for holidays. So now we got to work on prioritizing the information as it comes through. And then the distribution network is ready to be built, but hasn't been built. It's cool though, right? But notice, like, what's the, notice, like, we said midnight and 7 o'clock in the morning, right? That's pre-London. Well, it's actually Asia, but let's call it pre-London and pre-New York, right? Oops, York. QuantBox had sent those well, it would, the idea is, like, one of the logics that I have to come up with is, should you be emailed that information or text message? Another thing I could do is I could pop a window on your trading machine. Like right here, it pops up and it says QB alert, BTC, you know, up or something. Okay. Yeah. All right. Lovely. So the stock market opens in 45 minutes. Great, great, great. Well, Richard says, yeah, Bitcoin up over 45K for the first time in a couple of years. Well, but again, QuantBox gave you the heads up $3,000 before the move. Okay? There, in one day, QuantBox sent out 2 alerts. Hey, 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 Bitcoin's getting strong. 24 hours later, Bitcoin's up $3,500. Well, that's pretty interesting. That was yesterday's messaging. The other thing that I think is interesting is QuantBox looked at, I don't know, 100,000 other data points and decided not to alert you of those things. That's kind of cool, isn't it? I mean, I think that's even more powerful of information, is that the other stuff didn't matter. Okay. Also, if I were to show you another one, is that the right one? No, let me just close that window. Too many things going on. Okay, so again, I'm in my, this is QuantBox Sent. One of the things it did on Friday, the 29th, is it went through the COT data for me. So look, I was talking about it earlier today. Increase in demand for CAD. Increase in the demand for yen. Increase in the demand for Swissy. Increase in the demand in South African rand. I've covered all of this today. Okay? Yields on the 10-year coming down. Platinum going up, Dow going up. Right? And everything else not interesting. This is demand. Money went into these assets, went in, verifiable. It's not an opinion. That's large institutional money flowing into these assets. And now I don't think I can text this, so I think that will end up being an email. Right? And that's, I think, really cool. Okay? But it's nice though, right? Like to have that just sent in your phone and you look like, oh yeah, CAD. Okay? Jada back 2020. Yeah. Yeah, Jada investorbootcamp.com is appropriate for you. It's $88 a year for 100 hours of training. And then you might want to upgrade your account to one of the live groups, but not necessary in the beginning. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at, well, we did gold already. Okay. Gold and silver. Okay. Ooh la la. Pretty nice, right? You see this top? Could be interesting, right? What's the next level of support using price action? This area. So Trader's Way has a few different metals, right? So there's palladium, okay, and then there's platinum. So, right, the way I look at it is the T, plat. Because there's palladium is PD. Platinum. Now, you're like, well, Wayne, I don't really trade platinum. Why would you bring it up now? Well, we know there's some bid by institutional investors. And then when we use technical analysis, we say between these moving averages here, like this whole space, can be a buy zone. Then when we use pivot points, this whole space here could be a buy zone. Okay? And then when we look at the longer time frame, well, it seems like there's a bullish trend in play. Maybe not today, but maybe in the next day or two. Maybe today, but maybe the next day or two, a trend resumes this way. Well, that would be this is a swing trade, everybody. I'm sharing with you the logic of a swing trader. The logic of a swing trader is this. Now, you could say buy, right, one standard deviation and take it back to the mean. Okay? A mean reversion, reverting back to the mean. Maybe it's price action, because I showed you this in the past was an important level. So now you might just be a price action trader where you're like higher, high, higher, low. Okay, the swing trader says you buy here and this is the target. Moving average trader says anywhere between the moving averages, which is precisely the same as the weekly swing. So we just have this confluence of plan A, and we have a secondary plan called plan B. But on top of that, we know there's an increase in money flowing toward platinum. Okay? And was it that one? No. Now I got two versions of the same thing open. Okay, and platinum has less bears or more bulls or both. So money has moved into this asset. And it's big institutional money. And it's a 5% week over week change. Do you think that's useful information? Could be. Okay. Now, what we don't know is, did people freak out when we hit $1,000 an ounce? Yeah, possibly, right? Yeah. Good to know. Platinum. got some money going toward it. How's poor man gold doing? Nowhere fast. Uh-huh. So we can go back and look at these indices, like I was saying before. Euro dollar could be a bearish setup. Maybe pound turns around to the downside again. So you're like, okay, well, we can look at some dollars. Okay, this one we already did. Notice that USD yen is down 900 pips from the top. Okay. Yeah. So here's your pound. Style Stop showcases, hey man, how many times are those alerts going to come out? And that's, I need to develop logic for that. So you could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm like, okay, 5 times throughout the day. Okay, Bitcoin getting stronger and then Bitcoin getting even stronger. Rand, okay, and then like why does Rand come up 3 times? I don't know. So I gotta work all that out. This is what QuantBox, quote unquote, is thinking. Right? On a different day, it wrote 2 different reports. Now, the COT data can be emailed, so I'm okay with that. But that's got to be a different email, and that needs to be written. So this is emails written in, written in AI, sent to the Gmail API, and then sent to, well, myself, just a list. And in this case, there's no list, but it wrote this email, which is kind of cool. And so I need to break this out and say, well, this needs its own email. So this is sort of like what it did for the day. Now, here we're looking at, like, now this looks important, right? But then this Rand again, and why does it keep developing the Rand? And it doesn't look like there's a score change. It's still, and from the day before, or let's say, I think it was the next day, the following day, it was also doing like, but -4 to -5, -4 to -5, -4. So why is that happening? I don't know. So I got to figure out the logic there. But on the 29th, near the end of the day on the 29th, once again, these are turning more bullish. Okay. Notice that Bitcoin, even back here, was getting more bullish, and then it got even more bullish later that day, and then the next day. So anyways, there's still some logic I need to figure that out, right? But style, I don't want 10 text messages going out every day, right? I mean, no, you don't need that many. And so there's bugs that need to be worked out. And that means we have to develop the logic and figure, and adjust the logic. So there's more conversations that need to happen with the development team. But let's say 2 or 3, on busy days and maybe 1 or 2 on a normal day. And the rest could be emailed, I think. So anyways, going back to this logic I'm sharing with you here, okay, you probably, if you're going to be a shorter term trader, you might want to switch this around. So you go to indicators, okay, you go to biased pivots, and you put it into bearish mode. The bearish mode. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. You get it? The bearish mode. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, that could be a plan. That means today or tomorrow. So like a New York Open could be an up, followed by a London close could be a down. Or Asia Open could be a down. But anyways, as far as the QuantBox AI alerts, one of the things I'm hoping to achieve this week when I meet with the team is to be able to split those, split the various reports that QuantBox writes, the QuantBox AI writes, and then at least send them out as individual emails. That's what I would really like to achieve this week or next. I was hoping for more, but the holidays got in the way. So wouldn't that be really cool, right? Oh, you like Style likes the idea? I'll show you. Here's the deal. QuantBox.co. All right. And you log into your dashboard and you can upgrade here. So as soon as it's fully up and running and tested and I get feedback from the users, this price goes up to 365. Just so you know. All right, you want to do some Beast? I can do some Beast. Oh, right on, hero. Yeah. I'm sure you'll get at least $100 of value for your 88 bucks. At least. I'm sure of it. All right, Beast. All right, so we're back to the low. So you guys may recall I sold it here and I exited what, here? On the way up, it took me out. And then we had a plan B, which was here, and the arrow's still down. So it came down, hit target again, and then came all the way back up. And hit the moving averages, came down, hit target again, came back up, okay, and has dropped back into target. So the interesting thing is, in that 1 week, I don't remember how many pips. I don't remember. But the interesting thing is it's really just been sideways till now. But I'm very interested in buying yen, even though it's unusual seasonality. But I believe the market dynamics fundamentally, and this is what we cover at QuantBox, big macro, okay, can lead to yen strength even though we haven't had it for years. Well, you know, the future is different, probably. So this gets interesting technically because it says, this chart says 172 when I look at it. Okay, we're at 179. So 700 more pips down. But if you look, I mean, can you see the arrow? I mean, it's still there. Delete. Let me get my drawing tool. Can you see it? Like, this has all been pre-planned. Okay. And remember, in this scenario, so Hero bought my book, right? And it says, after the 2155 cross, you sell the 2155. You sell at the 21. It says in the book, after 2155 cross down, sell at the 21 because you are bearish and aggressive. Okay, can't fit it in there. Okay, you're bearish and aggressive. You sell. Okay, the other thing that you have to learn how to do in your price action trading is realize that in, let's say, in 3 days from now, okay, so by the end of the week, let's say by Thursday, before non-farm payrolls, okay, if we do make a lower low, if we're down here, and let's say we're at 177, not 179, we're at 177. You will see that this moving average will be touching this. Okay? And this is where you got to be careful, where your YouTube gurus say, well, see, you should have shorted there. But it hasn't hit it yet. But in the future, you'll look at the past and it'll be obviously there. So I teach you how to front run that. That's required. Okay. Now, I pointed out, maybe it was this pair, maybe it was a different pair, but I look at this and it tells me 172. And somebody asked, is that moving averages? Well, moving averages don't predict anything. Okay, they're lagging. So once again, whoever asked the question is thinking correctly, but there's a gap in their knowledge in which, like, well, a moving average doesn't predict anything. So it must have been a pivot point. A key difference between pivot points and moving averages is pivot points are a leading indicator. Okay. And so you use it predictively. Yeah. Now, we're at a key point here in technical analysis because this zone here is actually neutral. And so bulls are waiting to buy because they hope for something like this. And bears have already sold here and here. Well, and I sold here. Again, mine was very predictive, but it was based on monetary policy of the central bank, as well as seasonality. And again, I got knocked out down here. Does anyone remember how many pips that was? I think I was up 1,000, but I think I only got 750. I don't remember. 700. Okay, thank you, Kendo. And so this, what I'm suggesting here is that this and this are all related, and that there are traders that are planning for this move. And they're already in. There's loaded and maybe reloaded and all that kind of stuff. But that, right? And now we know that there are bulls here. We just don't know if there are enough bulls to reverse this market. Now, this is where technical analysis comes in, where if you see we get a pullback to the 55 and then we're down, and then, you know, we start forming a bottom like this. So you get a bottom, 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 higher high, higher low. Then we know by this point all the bears have been taken out of the market, and bulls are now in control. And all this up and down was the flushing out, if you will, orders being filled. And a lot of them could be profit-taking orders. And the thing is, if it's not in the first one, by the time you get to the fifth or sixth one, what happens is these guys just can't take it anymore. And these guys don't have enough profit to hang on to, so they're the first ones out. And then it pops up and it makes a higher high, and then these guys just capitulate. They're like, we've been hanging on to this for 3 weeks, and now we're back at break even. Well, they bail, and all of a sudden there's no more bears, and bulls move on, right? Okay. Cool. Well, Adrian, it's not my place to tell you what to worry about, not worry about. But I don't believe anything's changed. But that's not my role. Cool. All right. Yeah, but I don't believe anything's changed. Okay. And I've been to the Eastern European Central Bank. Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. I've been to the ECCB. They're real people. It's in St. Kitts. And they have to manage their dollar exposure and stuff. Like, it's a real place with real people. And in fact, some of the people involved in the ECCB are pretty impressive people. The University of West Indies have produced some economists and central bankers that are quite impressive, where I started trying to figure out, like, how is that university so good? Like, who's the leadership there? And I remember looking them up and finding out who's training people with such, skill. And so anyways, the University of West Indies has earned my respect. And I think, is it in Trinidad, the university? But anyways, the ECCB is in St. Kitts. Okay. Yeah, no, that would be inaccurate. Osama. Okay. But anyways. Do 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 do. All right, so pay attention to the moving averages. Remember, they are important even though they are laggards. And we start forming things like that's clearly a high, that's clearly a low, and there's a, right, there's something going on there. And then, you know, could it turn? I don't know. I mean, could it turn? Will it turn? Has it turned? So, I don't know. Yeah, the yens are very interesting. And remember, the most important thing, and I've always taught that. So like if we go to like all this data, I'm in the wrong browser session. You're kidding me. There you go. All right, the most important thing. So we're looking at all this data. Let me just pull up a random euro dollar or something. Okay, notice it had to do the calculations, right? Yeah. When we look at things like GDP, okay, this is comparative analysis, GDP in Europe and the US, but also over time, so the change. Okay? But nonetheless, when you look at GDP, when you look at inflation, when we look at employment or unemployment, and you look at interest rates, okay? Why do we care about this news? Why do we care? We're trying to figure out what the central bank's going to do next. So now you can kind of skip over everything and just pay attention to the central bank. Okay? No, it doesn't, Angel. Not necessarily, no. The monetary policy shapes the strength. Okay? So you're one step removed, Angel. Okay? Yeah. So for those that are subscribers to QuantBox, you need to go through the seasonality tool. I talked about it this morning. You need to spend, I would say, hours going through the tool, looking at what it's telling you, and write things down and think about your year and the important components of this year, which are shaped by the monetary policy of the Fed and all the other central banks, but also the US election. And you need to really think about it and think about, well, as much as you possibly can. Just think. And if you don't know, write that down and ask questions. But this is a really good year to be learning about what's normal, but this is not a normal year. Election years are not normal years. They're special years, and they change the shape of the year. But right? So you have a very unusually cold fall, which will impact your harvest, the season. You might understand farming. Okay? Well, that's what seasonality is. So it's probably going to be a very cold autumn and a warm winter. But then another unusual thing is the Fed's cutting interest rates in a time when we're not in recession. Well, that's weird. But when are they going to do it? And how many and how aggressively? Like when? Well, you need to think about that. But at least you should have a baseline for normality. What normally happens and what's going to happen this year. So I'll end up covering this. If you guys want me to do a quarterly outlook, I can do that stuff for you. But I would rather you practice it yourself first. Okay. Maybe I'll do it after non-farm payrolls. That would be an epic day, wouldn't it be? Do non-farm payrolls on Friday, and then a half an hour later do a quarterly outlook. I mean, it's got to get done. Maybe I should try to plan that. I got a busy day today, but maybe I'll try to do that, huh? No, I don't want to do the entire year because there's too much uncertainty. But quarterly. Yeah, I did 2023, and I thought it was quite accurate. The one thing I didn't know was the obviously the Palestinian attack on Israel. I didn't have that. But I thought the general shape of the year was quite accurate, actually. I'm not disappointed. So anyways. So the stock markets are not quite open yet. Another 6 minutes, huh? Things have changed over the last couple hours. Wow, look at that. Just wow, whoa. Very interesting, huh? For those that attended at 6:30 this morning, we already went over all this. It's even changed since then, huh? Very cool. So anyways, I got to go. The market's opening. Yeah, Dakar. Yeah, briefly I talked about that. But it wouldn't have changed the normal flow of capital, Dakar, right? Because that already is happening. So it's happening, but I don't believe it's happening because of the earthquake. But the direction, okay, is right. Because of the increase in demand for cash, the yen is likely to get strong, but the yen is already strong. Okay? Yeah, no, that's correct. You're correct. I've trained you guys dozens of times about if there's a major earthquake in Japan, what to do in the foreign exchange markets. And so, I guess, good training. Okay? And you know, and you can prepare, and you can respond, and everyone else is just a victim. Yeah. So anyways, I gotta go. I'm looking forward to having a great year with y'all, all y'all. It's going to be an interesting year. It may not be an easy year, but it's going to be an interesting year. It's not going to be a boring year. We have work to do, but in general, I'm very optimistic about the future, and I am thinking about 2025 and 2026 as being really great years. 2024 is a working year. Okay? So it's like a foundational year. So it may not be, let's say, a sexy year, but it's foundational. We're laying bricks. And it needs to be done. So it's like a necessary day or necessary year as a setup for the future, right? For the future coming years. And so it's, I think, important, but your patience and your discipline are likely to be tested. Okay? Richard says, due to Swiss positive yields, that's a flight to safety play. I wouldn't say it that way because the yields are not high, but they are not going to adjust their monetary policy. So, but thank you for the lead-in. Like Denise says, I'll see you for swing trading. So today is Tuesday. I will be meeting with the swing trading group. We will be going through all the economic reports. A couple of weeks ago, we went through the Swiss National Bank's assessment of the future, and we read the actual reports released by the Swiss National Bank, and we saw exactly what their monetary policy is likely to be for the year. We already know this, and I wouldn't have said it the way that you said it, Richard. But a strong Swiss franc is not a shock. So I would say probably 95% of retail Forex traders trade Swiss franc, but they don't even know why. Well, if you want to be in the top 5%, you just got to know. You just have to know why. Okay? You just need to know why you're making these trades, why you're making these investments, why the currency is doing what it's doing. If you don't know why, I mean, look at all the resources. Investor Bootcamp was created to teach you. There's training videos and some live groups, right? The live groups are very supportive. It's us doing, like, again, going through all the reports together and reading. We do group work when it comes to swing trading on Thursdays, right? It's very collaborative. It's great. If you need to learn fundamentals, which you do, well, I've automated all the research part. It used to be almost impossible to do fundamentals because the amount of, quite difficult economic research and accessing all these different databases and making sense of it all. It was nearly impossible unless you had a PhD. Now it's automated, using technology. So now it's very accessible. You need, I believe you need to know this stuff. So now you need a quant box. But there it is. An FX Bootcamp is being relaunched. That's information about that's coming up very, very soon. And it's pure tactics. It's personalized. There's no training course. It's work. And it's, how do you say it? Well, I said it before. It's a personalized performance coaching. It's not to teach you how to trade. It's how to be a better trader. It's how to stop the bleeding, to give you that quick and dirty strength that's required to improve your performance. And that's exciting to me because there's no artificial intelligence. There's no videos. It's going to the driving range with a coach and hitting a bucket of balls and getting feedback. That's really cool. That, to me, that's very exciting. That's coming very, 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 very soon. Yeah. So, well, Jim, well, first of all, I respect you highly, Jim, and for you to give me positive feedback, I really do appreciate that. But maybe it's because it's you have asked me for it. Like I try to listen. And it's more like what I hear from the community is like, you know what, you gave me this, I love it, but I also need that. Okay, well, let's see if I can get you that. Well, I try. So it's like this new FX bootcamp coming out is epically cool. So more information coming about that later this week or next week. We're very close. But if you think about, all the courses are out there, and if you think about all the stuff that's being built with AI and all that, everything is like, for necessary reasons, they become commoditized. They become, I wouldn't say generic, but like broad. It's broad information, or here's 100 hours of training videos. Watch them, and then we'll talk, right? I want, and I've, if you think about FX Bootcamp when it started 20 years ago, it was me with a handful of traders. And I'm like, let me show you how to do this. And it was so long ago, there was no YouTube. It was so long ago, I was one of the first people to ever broadcast a chart to a group of people at the same time. You couldn't do that. It was brand new technology. And for me to say, I just want to show you in the live market. I literally was one of the first 5 people in the world to say, let me show you in the live real market how to trade. And that's always been the core competency of FX Bootcamp, right? But now how do we make that even more focused, more drilled down, more now, right now? What's going to happen in the next 2.5 hours? Okay, that kind of stuff. And wrapped around this core idea of personalized performance. And like, that to me, that's cool. Like, I could see a situation like Tiger Woods is getting ready to play the Masters. So he goes out and he plays the course with his, with a coach and with his caddy. And he's the best player in the world, but he's out there practicing with the coach and the caddy because he wants to win the tournament. He's been golfing his whole life. He wants to win the tournament this weekend. Wouldn't it be amazing if a trader had an outlet for that? Yeah. Yeah. But if you want to learn how to golf, that's a whole different thing, isn't it? Go take some golf lessons. So I really like that. Right? No, 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 no. No, I don't believe in that, Richard. No. But there's something in the market that's needed. Let's put it that way if you want to look at it from like a business point of view. There are people that have been trading years that need something else other than yet another video training course. Okay? They know they don't need a magical indicator sold by some guru on YouTube. They're at a certain level where they know they're good enough, but they want to be great. Or they need to stop the pain that for some reason is happening right now. Like every once in a while, you're like, dude, I personally need help right now. And that's harder, you know? You see? Like that doesn't quite exist. Well, it will next week. And you find out you've just slowly maybe have got your swing has gotten a little flat and we got to fix that. Oh, it's your swing. It's your thing. It's your swing. Okay? It's your swing. Oh, just adjust this. Turn it in. Let's look at some video work. Okay, good. Well, try this and twist that. How does that feel? Okay, great. Well, let's go hit another bucket of balls and see if you can get that feel. And all of a sudden, it's like it's that personalized, if you will. All right, dude. So, yeah. Anyways, I got to run. The market's open. Money's moving. Thank you for being part of the community. If you don't mind, would you please click the thumbs up button and leave a comment? Okay. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May our profits be above average. And I'll see you later today. And then I'll see you tomorrow. And then I'll see you later then. And then I'll see you the next day. I'm always around every single day for pretty close to 20 years on the nose. We're getting pretty close to 20 years, guys. Every day, multiple times a day for 20 years, I've been here for you. So let me know how it can help. It'd be an honor and a pleasure. Let's do it. Cheers.